If you've been feeling disconnected from reality and a bit sad lately, then watch this video to the end because I'm going to share with you exactly why this is happening and how you can prevent the uncomfortable circumstances that you are currently managing from influencing how you are feeling and the decisions that you are making. If you've been feeling depressed or confused or disconnected in any way, I definitely understand where you're coming from. And the most common solution that people try to use is finding ways to distract themselves. Typically, these are unhealthy habit patterns that they're taking on, and this is to prevent them from feeling the uncomfortable feelings of the circumstances they are currently presented with. But it's important that we find a solution and return to that wholeness that is already inside of us, because relying upon finding happiness in the outside world is a futile action. It will inevitably lead to disappointment because the outside world is not always going to present itself in the way that we want it to. The real solution is to explore different ways of finding the peace that is already available for us to experience right now. And so, how can we most easily go about doing that? Well, the answer is to do what you already know you love doing. So, you may be somebody who loves practicing yoga, or you may be somebody, if you're like me, who loves reading books. The point is to make time to do the things that we know we love doing, the things that bring us joy and happiness before we make time to do other things. So these exercises don't necessarily have to be directly mindful exercises like meditation, but all of these different activities that we could perform that we love doing already naturally bring us to a state of peace and relaxation where we can see ourselves and the world around us in a much more open and accepting way. We're already happy inside of us, and therefore we don't need things in the outside world to be absolutely perfect in order for us to feel happiness, wholeness, satisfaction within ourselves. So, the first step that I like to instruct people to follow is to identify what are the activities that you love doing and to do those things first thing in the morning. So, whatever it is, reading books, doing yoga, if it's doing crossword puzzles, if you love doing it and doing it by itself brings you true happiness, then write that activity down and let's do a little bit of an exploration into it. Step number two is to measure the results of these activities that you're performing. So maybe you've woken up in the morning and you've practiced these exercises or these activities, you've done your crossword puzzles, or whatever it is that you truly enjoy doing. You will then ask yourself, how effective was this exercise? If there were a routine of actions that you would take on a normal everyday basis, did your implementation of a new activity change that routine at all? So you may be in the habit of drinking a cup of coffee, every day in the morning, and this has so many different levels of impact in how you're feeling, not only because you're caffeinated, but also because of if there are different ingredients involved, different creamers or different sugars. This can influence how you are feeling based on your digestive system. So, eliminating a cup of coffee might have a huge impact in how you experience your day. So, maybe you read a book. I love reading first thing in the morning. So, maybe you read a great book and that book was so exciting to you that you didn't even feel like you needed to wake up more and drink a cup of coffee. You just went out through the rest of your day without drinking the coffee, and now you've noticed that you're experiencing the day in a quite a bit of a different way because you're not going into it with this feeling of having a sugar high or feeling extremely caffeinated, which eventually does lead to a crash. So you are avoiding so many different pitfalls to your natural ability to find peace, happiness, and connection with the world around you by letting go of something like drinking a morning cup of coffee. And that's only one single activity that could be altered possibly by you performing these new activities, these new exercises. These exercises are meant to make you feel that wholeness and completeness that is already available for you to experience so that you don't feel like you need to do anything to make yourself happy. You don't feel like you need to fill an empty cup. Your cup is already full. And so then you begin to look at the world in a completely new way because you're not looking to find something. Maybe instead you realize you already have it, and now you just want to share that with other people. And then it begins to have this ripple effect where you're treating people differently in your life because of a simple change that you made with your morning routine. And then those people are treating you differently because of the different way that you're treating them. And now you're experiencing life in a completely new way. I mean, this can lead to so many different changes, positive outcomes in our lives. Just making the time to do the activities that we know we enjoy doing that make us happy, making the time to do those things before we make time to do anything else, so that the decisions that we make throughout the day are influenced by the feeling that everything is great as it is. And when you make decisions based upon those feelings, you tend to find that other people want to feel that way as well, and they want to return the favor to you. And it just builds more and more, kind of like in a compounding fashion, where you're just now beginning to have completely different social interactions, and making entirely new decisions. The possibilities are endless for you. That's why this is such a transformational exercise, this training that I'm sharing with you, as far as finding ways to feel reconnected with the world again. What I'm sharing with you right now is absolutely transformational information. And so once you have found activities that you know you like and that are really allowing you to feel how you want to feel in the morning, or throughout the day in general, then begin stacking these activities up. So you might realize, whenever I'm just opening my eyes and I haven't gotten out of bed yet, I like to read my book, but then immediately after, I'd like to get some exercise a little bit. So, for me, this is me personally. I love playing the game disc golf. That's something that I've really gotten into, and I love it because it allows me to go outside and be in nature and go out into parks, these beautiful locations, and go on a bit of a hike and get some exercise while I'm playing a game at the same time. And I mean, it's just amazing. I'm so grateful to be around in a time where people are playing this game. So, that would be the next thing that I would do. I'd play a few holes of disc golf. Maybe I'd play, 6 holes or something like that, just to get some good exercise and allow any of the stress or anxiety from maybe a dream that I've had. The exercise really helps me to just let that go. It changes the chemistry in my brain so that now, I'm totally focused in a different place. And then I'll begin to stack these activities one on top of another. You may find out that your morning routine could be anywhere, of these activities that you just love practicing. It could start out being, like 10 or 15 minutes, but then it turns out ending up being, around 2 hours. But for those 2 hours in the day, you are on top of the world. And those 2 hours set the foundation for you to feel on top of the world for the rest of the day, even when you're not doing those activities, because you already feel whole. You don't think anything's missing from your day, even though you might have to go to a job that you don't necessarily enjoy. You don't necessarily feel like that has to change so much, or you don't feel so much dread around going to the work or doing the work, because you're already feeling happiness and satisfaction and wholeness before you get to that circumstance. In other words, you don't think that the uncomfortable circumstances that you're currently dealing with are preventing you truly from feeling happiness, wholeness, and feeling complete. You don't feel like it's preventing you from feeling that way. So, therefore, those uncomfortable circumstances don't carry as much weight anymore. They might not be preferable, but they aren't something that is dragging you down. You have the ability to experience all of the happiness, joy, the love, and excitement that you want in your day. And by doing what I'm telling you, identifying activities that you love doing, making time to do those things first thing in the morning, and then building off of them, learning, I like doing this better than I like doing this activity, or I feel better when I do this activity before I do this activity. So finding ways to truly personalize this routine, because that's what we're doing, is we're creating a personalized routine for you. Finding ways to create the routine that works for you will ultimately lead to you experiencing the happiness and the wholeness that you truly desire. And then that prevents you from needing to change the outside world and possibly make drastic decisions that may or may not be serving you beneficially in the moment. Already feeling that happiness, the wholeness, and feeling complete prevents you from needing to change anything in the outside world. And it allows you to reapproach the outside world so that it changes for you. You don't have to forcibly change anything, but when you change the way that you approach the world, when you walk outside of your house, or whenever you open your eyes and you get out of bed, when you change the way that you are approaching the world around you will change to form and fit what you are doing better and more naturally. Another thing that will be very helpful for you is to use my transformational guided meditation that you can receive by clicking the link below me, right below this video here. And it is an audio program designed to make the exercise that results in experiencing peace and happiness a very automated, natural, effortless thing. So you're going to effortlessly experience very peaceful, very enjoyable states of mind. And then from that place, you can ask yourself, what else makes me feel this way? What sort of activities do I enjoy that make me feel very whole and complete like I feel right now? It doesn't matter what it is that makes me feel very happy and fulfilled. As long as I can get to that state, then I just build upon it, and eventually more and more of my day becomes influenced by this fulfillment that I'm experiencing, and my decisions change radically once I'm making them from a place of everything's already great, so how can we make it better, versus how can I just be happy right now? Like, I feel sad and lonely and depressed and disconnected. instead of trying to find a way, making decisions to feel connected in your day, you're starting it from a place of already being connected. And this guided meditation program is a great place for you to start if you are trying to find more activities that help you get to these peaceful states that make you feel that wholeness and the completion that you want to feel. So thank you so much for watching this video, and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed watching this video. And until the next one, I love you all. Peace.